जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे। परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुरः पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं
निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनऊ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्त न धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरना मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
सच्चिदानंद संस्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
Jai Shri Krishna everyone. A very warm welcome to this session. Jnana Shakti Samarudhas Tattva Mala Vibhushitaha Bhukti Mukti Pradata Cha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Offering my humble pranam to the subtle presence of Param Pujya Swami Govinda Dev Giriji Maharaj, I, Jahnavi Dekhane, extend a warm welcome to all the aspiring sadhaks to this interpretation session of 7th chapter. Every action prescribed in our scriptures carry a meaningful purpose. Praying to God before undertaking any endeavor symbolizes our desire to invite positive energy, seek clarity, and fosters a sense of peace and harmony. So, let us commence our session with prayer. For this, I would like to invite Purva Kulkarni Didi. Purva Didi is from Hyderabad. She has joined Geeta Parivar in January 2023 and serving as tech assistant and GC in online Geeta Santha classes. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna. वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Thank you for such a melodious prayer. न मंत्रन नो यंत्रन तदपि च न जाने स्तुति महो, न ताफानन ध्यानन तदपि च न जाने स्तुति कथा, न जाने मुद्रास्ते तदपि च न जाने विलपनम, परम जाने मातस त्वदनुसरणं क्लेशहरणं, त्वदनुसरणं क्लेशहरणं. Following your path, my afflictions are cast out. Bhagavan Shankaracharya has beautifully captured the thoughts of every Gita practitioner of the Bhagavad Gita in this verse. Every practitioner of the Bhagavad Gita in this verse. So even though we may be unfamiliar with the intricacies of various spiritual practices, by following the path illuminated by the teachings of the divine Bhagavad Gita ji, we can find clarity. So let us light the lamp of our lives by embracing the wisdom of Gita ji and seeking blessings from her to guide us towards enlightenment. For Deepa Prajwalan, I would like to call upon Gopi Nath Khetan Bhaiya from Kanpur. Gopinath Bhaiya has joined Geeta Parivar in January 2021 and is an active Geeta Sevi providing versatile services as a tech assistant, GC, BC, or in content sharing and adding team. Jai Shri Krishna Bhaiya.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Jai Shri Krishna Bhaiya. Very beautiful Deepa Prajwalan. Now moving towards the most awaited part of this evening, I am extremely delighted to welcome our esteemed Vivechak, senior trainer, Sau Shraddha Raodeo Didi. Pranam Didi. Shraddha Didi, a person whose very name encapsulates the most beautiful aspect of her personality, Shraddha, devotion, faith, and steadfast commitment. The qualities that make a secret ingredient that aligns the three pillars of sadhana, satsang, and seva, which together form the foundation of a meaningful human life. Introducing someone as talented, versatile, and exceptional as Shraddha Didi is beyond my capacity, but I'll try my best. Didi holds an engineering bachelor's degree in electronics and a postgraduate diploma in IT systems and management, and has demonstrated her expertise in the field. She is associated with Nagpur and Bhagyanagar Geeta Parivar and is one of the core team members in this online Geeta Santa classes from the very beginning. She is a dedicated Geeta Sevi and is making valuable contributions as head of class monitoring team and core member of various teams like trainer selection, training, academic literature team, etc. Many sadhaks under her guidance have by hearted all the 18 chapters of Geeta Ji and are moving forward to becoming true Geeta Sevis, true Geeta Vratis. Sadhaks from her third jail batch have passed 3 exams and have become Geeta Pathikas under her invaluable mentorship. However, beyond all these achievements, her ardent love for Bhagavad Gita and her unwavering devotion towards her Guru are the factors that defines her the best. Didi, we are truly blessed to have you guide us through this beautiful journey of understanding the meanings of the 7th chapter, Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Jai Shri Krishna, Pranam.
Jai Shri Krishna, Janvi Didi, a very beautiful Deep Prajwalam and prayer. And Janvi Didi, seeing such young volunteers in Geeta Parivar, it is a privilege. It's very, it gives a very positive vision for the future of this country when I see such young volunteers getting involved in Geeta Parivar and becoming Geeta Sevis. Definitely volunteers like you and other young volunteers in Geeta Parivar are going to get a great future for our nation. Congratulations to you and thank you so much. Let's begin by remembering Swamiji and Krishnaji before we start this very beautiful, very important chapter. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Kratitam Purana Muninam Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ratavarshini Bhagavati Mashtadashatyayini Amba Tvamanusandadami Bhagavadgītā Bhavatveshini. Om Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Krishnaya. Jai Shri Krishna and a very warm welcome to the session, all of you again. We all assemble here to discuss the very important chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and at the same time a slightly difficult one also. And before we do this, I would also like to congratulate everybody because this is the last chapter for the level 3, and you all will be after the completion of this chapter, you all will be heading for level 4 and completing this journey with the Bhagavad Gita, all 18 chapters. So lots of best wishes to you. Completing the 3rd milestone in this course itself is also a very big achievement. So many congratulations to all the level 3 students, and many congratulations to for also coming to this chapter, Jnana Vijnana Yoga. It's a very beautiful chapter, very intrinsic knowledge, as the name itself suggests, Jnana Vijnana Yoga. This chapter, it describes the main knowledge, the crux of Bhagavad Gita is discussed here. Getting to know Shri Krishna, getting to know the ultimate energy, ultimate God is done in this chapter. It's an extremely beautiful chapter. So let us begin with it. Now, as I told you, this is also a slightly difficult chapter to understand. It is very difficult to measure the depth of this chapter, but this is a beautiful chapter, a very deep chapter. And this chapter opens a very beautiful gateway towards bhakti or devotion. We see, if you look at Bhagavad Gita, the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita are little more focused on the karma. And gradually it takes a turn towards the devotion or bhakti or faith. And from this chapter onwards, we see Shri Krishna opening the beautiful gateway towards bhakti, towards devotion. Earlier in the 6th chapter, what we have seen so far, the Atma Sanyam Yoga, towards the end of this chapter, Shri Krishna has emphasized the importance of yoga. And what he has said, tapasvibhyo dhiko yogi jnanibhyo vimatodhikaha karmibhyascha dhiko yogi tasmad yogi vabharjana. What Shri Krishna has emphasized here is the importance of becoming a yogi. How important, how superior it is to become a yogi. Shri Krishna has asserted that yogi is superior to whom? Tapasvi. Tapasvi is the ascetic who is practicing meditation, dhyan. So yogi is superior to that. He is also superior to whom? The scholars, to who study the Shastras, scholars. So jnanibhyopi matodhikaha. He is superior to the scholars also. And also he is superior to the ritualistic person. Karmibhyascha yogi. He is superior. A yogi is superior to one who is following the karma, who is following the various rituals as prescribed by our Shastras diligently. So a yogi is superior to all of them. And even among yogis, so being a yogi is a great thing. So we have to, as a yogi, if you are superior than a person who is following rituals, like more, superior than a karma doing person, then a tapasvi, and also more superior than the scholars. But amongst the yogis also, there he has mentioned who is the most superior among the yogis also. And what he has said further is an extremely important thing. Yoginam api sarvesham madgate nantaratmanam shraddhavan bhajate yo mam same yukta tamo mataham. The word here that is used is yukta tamah. See, the word uttama, we all know the meaning of the word uttama. Uttama means the most superior amongst all. Now, yukta, there is one word yukta, then yukta tara, a little better than yukta. And the next one is yukta tama, the best amongst all. Who is the best among all the yogis? He is explaining here. Madgate nantaratmana, the one whose mind is completely absorbed in whatever the person is doing with the memory of me in his mind. Very important. 2 important adjectives here one should always keep in mind. Madgate nantaratmana means his mind is completely absorbed in me, and shraddhavan bhajate, who not only worships me but worships me with full devotion, with full faith, with full devotion. How some people do puja, we have seen. They will keep the phone beside them, and while doing puja, tring tring, and hello, who is this? So the mind gets distracted from the puja. We'll all answer all other calls, but answering the call to Shri Bhagavan is done at the end. While doing puja, gradually, what is this maid doing? Is the food getting cooked? After puja and after eating, I have to head for my office. While doing puja only, we'll call, hey, keep my lunch ready. Before starting the puja itself, people will think of what time do I have to leave, complete complete the puja, by what time the puja needs to be completed. That is a more bigger agenda than completing the puja itself, isn't it? So what we are, so in the sixth chapter, last shloka, very importantly, Shri Krishna has told, Shraddhavan bhajate. So this it's what is important. The puja, the worshippers are worshipping me with full devotion. Devotionless puja, I will not call devotionless also. It's a little less amount of devotion when we give more importance to our other activities. At the time when we are doing puja, we should focus on the worship itself, on the puja itself, and not on when we are supposed to leave the puja, not on when what we are going to do after the worship. So the worshippers are Shraddhavan. Though, so these two adjectives one has to remember, and that type of person is Yuktatama. Here Krishna has sowed the seed of devotion by using the word Shraddhavan bhajate and Madgate Nantaratmanam. And then this further, after this, the conversation continues. Now this conversation is a continuous conversation, and then after declaring this, how is a superior yogi, the entire course of the conversation moves towards what is Gyan, what is Vignan, and hence starts the Jnana Vijnana Yoga, which we are going to start looking at today. Geeta is Brahma Vidya. We are trying to understand the most superior form of knowledge. And when we are trying to understand the superior form of knowledge, the seed of this knowledge is starting from this chapter. The first shloka is extremely important. The first shloka itself, it brings the whole essence of the Bhagavad Gita. Swami always says that if you understand the first shloka in its complete form, completely, you get the whole essence of Bhagavad Gita. And the beauty of this first shloka is not only does it contain the whole essence of Bhagavad Gita, it is also serving as the means to achieve the ultimate knowledge that we are trying to seek. So let us look at the first shloka. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā Atha Saptamodhyayaha. Shri Bhagavanuvāca. Maya Saktamanah Partha Yogayanjanmadashrayah Asaunshayam Samagram Yatha Jnasyasi Tachrunu. Very beautiful way of introducing the Jnana Vijnana Yoga Shri Krishna has done here. What he is saying, listen Arjun, my Jnasyasi Tachrunu. Listen to something which is going to help you with what? It is going to help you understand me. Very important. Jnasyasi means you will be able to. Jnasyasi means you shall know. What you should know, what you will come to know, Mam. You will understand me. So now I'm going to tell you something which is very important for you to understand me. So Tachrunu, listen to that. Listen to something that will help you understand me better. Now Krishna already knew Arjun already knew Krishna. So what does Krishna mean here? See, knowing is of different levels. Knowing you all know me, Tanvi Didi just introduced me. I'm Shraddha Raodeo. But the way people who live with me know me, you will not be able to know, isn't it? You see, today if I declare I know the Himalayas, I know the Himalayas. But if somebody asks me, in Himalayas there are so many deep secrets even today. There are so many different types of caves which nobody is aware of. There's so many saints still dwelling in Himalayas. Nobody is aware of them. Nobody can claim that they completely know the Himalayas. But so basic knowing is a different thing. But knowing in totality is a different thing. Himalayas are so vast that they are completely incomprehensible to us. God is many-fold times the knowledge of many-fold times the Himalayas. Knowing one particular thing about this world also is so difficult for us. God is entire Srishti. Knowing Him in totality is almost an impossible task to be achieved in one birth. So similarly, Shri Krishna is also saying here that God cannot be known in totality to everyone. But see what an important thing he is telling. Krishna is telling, by listening to what I'm telling you now, you will know me in what? Totality. Where is this mentioned? Asamshayam samagram. Asamshayam, beyond doubt, and samagram. Samagram means in totality. Asamshayam samagram. You will know me in totality, and you will know me how? Beyond doubt. Asamshayam. What is the meaning of asamshayam? Asamshayam is beyond doubt. With full confidence, you will be knowing me. This is a very beautiful phrase. Now, some people will say, what knowing God without doubt means full confidence, so much so that if somebody else also has any doubt about me, you will be able to clear that. You should be completely doubtless about me. That kind of knowledge I'm going to give you. Now, what kind of yogi you should be in order to get this type of doubtless and total complete knowledge? There are three important adjectives that Shri Krishna has mentioned here. Maya saktamana. How should your mind be? Mai asaktamana. The mind should be completely fixed on me. How are our personalities? We are attached everywhere. What is this doing? Even sitting in the Vivechan sometimes, what is she doing? What is he doing? What are the other videos on or off? In the classes also. Our mind is everywhere. While doing puja, as we were discussing some time back, and during the puja also, oh, this is left, that is left. So many things we are thinking about. Our mind is attached to so many different things. So what is happening? Our mind is attached to different things, and in the remaining time, we are trying to devote it to God. However, this has to be reversed. Our mind should be attached to God all the time, and in spare time, we have to do all the other things. See, a very beautiful example of this is a mother with a small baby. How is her mind? She will be doing different activities in the house. She will be, cooking, getting the groceries, everything. But the mind is constantly, was my child okay? What is he doing? He will be hungry in some time. Baby will, now even if the child is sleeping, even if the baby is sleeping, how it's the mother's mind? Oh, kahin gir to nahi gaya? Have I put the pillows properly? He should not fall. Even if the child is little bigger, the homework is left, I complete the work so that I can help. The mind is always occupied with whom? The child. Like that, mai asakta mana. No matter what we are doing, our mind is attached to whom? The God all the time. So initially, Shri Krishna has not told. Now in the earlier part, if you go through, you have also seen the 15th chapter and other chapters where Shri Krishna has told that asakti. This question is a very natural question that will come to anybody who is trying to, understand all chapters. That sometimes he's telling not to be asakta, sometimes he's telling mai asakta. Here, very important. We have to be asakta. We have to be attached to God alone and not to the worldly pleasures. That is the most important thing that we have to understand here. And the second very important adjective that is used here is madashraya. Take shelter in me. Ashraya literally means shelter. We live in our homes. We have taken shelter in our homes. Without homes, we cannot dwell. We are so dependent on Shri Krishna. So similarly, a devotee should be fully ashrit on God. But at the same time, do your work. But ultimately, everything is, see, we are dependent on home. But that doesn't mean while dwelling inside the home, we are leaving our jobs, right? But we are dependent for our existence. We are dependent on home. At the same time, we are also equally balanced with our activities. Shri Krishna says, while doing all your activities also, you should be what? Ashrit. You should be taking shelter on me. And third, very important, yogan yunjan. Yoga Yunjan means what? See, yoga means what? Yoga is, best described as that real, very intrinsic relationship that one has with the God. We all have a very intrinsic, deep relationship with the God. All of us are devotees. All of us are sadhaks. We all believe in God. So our few smallest secrets, everything will be, that one place where we can share everything. That one place who knows everything about us is God. That intrinsic relationship that we have with the God is yoga. And how is it? Yunjan. Yunjan means connected. So we have to accept that relationship with the God, and it is a self-evident relationship. See, that this is the most beautiful relationship. Maintaining equanimity in all circumstances. What we have to do, we have to just maintain this relationship. What sometimes people will do, one accident happens, say Bhagwan kuch nahi hota hai. Immediately their thing is, what bad had I done that God gave me? Anything good happens, so many nice things, happily we'll enjoy. But at the time of depression, at the time unpleasant times, immediately the blame goes on God. No, under all circumstances, staying connected to the God with same amount of devotion is what is Yogam Yunjan Madashraya. This is a very important thing. So whatever thought process we have, the entire foundation of our thought process is who? God. That is the essence of this entire shloka. And by achieving all this, what we will achieve? Asamshayam samagram mam. You will understand the knowledge about God. You will understand Him continuously. See, very simple. This is also a very logical shloka, I feel. Whom will you understand very closely? I just sometime back told you, Janvi Didi gave my introduction. You all came to know the basic of me. But somebody who is living with me will know me in better way, completely. So if you are always connected to God, if you are living with God throughout the day, living means you are engrossed in His thought throughout the day, you will be able to know Him better. Simple. If you will be able to know that person better with whom you are always present. If your thoughts, if the very foundation of your thoughts is God, you will be able to understand Him easily. Why is it important to understand God thoroughly? Because that is the basic purpose. See, the purpose of our very existence as human beings is to understand God. We will make our life meaningful if we get this entire eternal knowledge. And then Shri Krishna elaborates a little more about knowledge from the second shloka. Jnanante ham savijnanam. Jnanante ham savijnanam idam vakshamya sheshatah. Yajñātvā neha bhūyo jñātavyam avashishyate. Such an important declaration here it is done, that by telling Jnanam teham savijnanam vakshamya avasheshatha, what I am going to tell you is the complete thing. And the most important part for, see, our mind is very fruit oriented. No matter how much Bhagavad-Gītā we learn, what is the ultimate result that we need to know first. Phalashruti. First, okay, getting knowledge, then okay, what it's that we have to know, understand the fruit first. Yajñātvā, whatever is being told now, by knowing that what is going to happen, Yajñātvā neha bhūyo Jnātavyam avashishyate. Jnātavyam avashishyate means what? There is nothing else left to be known. By knowing what Shri Krishna is trying to tell us now, there is nothing that will be left to know. So important, isn't it? What is so important that he is trying to tell us? Jnanam teham savijnanam. Shri Krishna declares here that he will give a complete knowledge, complete jnana, along with vijnana. Jnana is knowledge, vijnana in our language that we are using here is science. So what is knowledge? What is science? Here he has explained. Jnana is knowledge of self. Knowing yourself, Atma Jnana is the real Jnana, is the real knowledge. Which type of knowledge we are talking? This is the body. Am I the real knowledge? Just as so in biology we read, this is our hand, this is our body, whatever we learn. Is that enough of knowledge? No. The Jnana that is being talked about here is Atma Jnana, knowing yourself. And what is Vijnana? Realization of this knowledge. The actual experience of this knowledge is called Vijnana. Little difficult to understand. Let us think about some food item. This will make it little easier to understand. We all know Rasgulla. Now suppose I just describe the theoretical part. Rasgulla is white in color. It is round in shape. It is little, little spongy. It has liquid around it. Okay, this much I have told you. You got the theoretical knowledge of Rasgulla. Now, suppose we meet and I give you a Rasgulla to eat, you will know the taste of it. You will get to experience the Rasgulla, and that is Vijnana. So what I told you, spongy little round white thing is Rasgulla, soaked in liquid, that is Rasgulla. So you go to Swiggy, you see how much rating that dish has, 5 out of 5, everybody likes it. That is Jnana. Okay, you have the basic knowledge of it. And getting to experience, oh, this is what is Rasgulla. So tomorrow if somebody gives you a gulab jamun, you will be able to distinguish it from Rasgulla. That real experience of Rasgulla is the Vijnana. The realization of knowledge, the real experience of knowledge is Vijnana. There is one more definition of Vijnana, a more practical definition that we also are aware of. Whatever we see around us is Vijnana. We all are connecting with each other right now using the computers, using mobiles and other things. That is Vijnana. We know how to use it is Vijnana. Here, one very important thing that is pointed out by Jnaneshwar Maharaj, we should see. As we told, knowledge about self is Jnana. The experience of knowledge and things around us is Vijnana. Knowing things around us is Vijnana. Now, person will think, if Jnana, knowledge about ourselves, is everything, then why study the Vijnana? Vijnana is what we study in colleges. There are people doing MTech, MCM, learning different colleges, doing so many studies, BTech, BE, everything we are doing. People will say, if knowledge, Atma Jnana is everything, why should we, go ahead and this worldly things we should listen? This is also very important. Very importantly, Jnaneshwar Maharaj said, in this day, we have to dwell, we have to do all our activities, and for that, the practical knowledge is extremely important. Whatever studies we are doing, the awareness of things around us is extremely important. That Vijnana is extremely important in our life also. First, we should, establish ourselves. First, we should be able to understand, establish ourselves, know everything around us, and within, the people who you might be aware of these technical terms will understand operating system. The hardware should always be upgraded, and the operating system should be one of the best operating system. The operating system is the knowledge of self. We should understand that our Jnana is very important. The operating system is extremely important, but hardware should always be upgraded. So we should be able to understand everything. Practical knowledge is, so whatever studies, biology, medical, engineering, journalism, all the things that you are studying, do that very nicely. But considering that knowledge is the supreme knowledge, that knowledge is everything, is agyan, that is ignorance. So one term is being introduced by Jnaneshwar Maharaj, which is also very important. The knowledge, the practical knowledge, Vigyan, is very important. The science, the awareness of your surrounding is extremely important. We should be having that. But believing that is everything. Once you become a doctorate and then, very intelligent PhD people, this God, what, there is nothing. That is ignorance. So we have to understand that fine definition, understand the practicalities of this world. The next step, understand that knowing just that is ignorance, understand your ignorance, and then we proceed to what? Jnana. That is Atma Dhyan, extremely important. And this entire thing, Sri Krishna is going to tell us how. Itam vakshami asheshataha. Asheshataha means, what is shesh? Remaining. Ye shesha reh gaya means this is remain. Asheshataha means once this is told, nothing else remains to be told. Nothing else is going to remain untold. You will know everything. Now, when such an important thing is being told, a natural thing that will come to us is, see, if somebody, Prasad, when it's distributed in temple, whether people are there at the time of Aarti, Puja, Abhishekam, Mangalam, all that time people are there or not there is a different thing. But for Prasad, the crowd is maximum. When there is something very important being given, maximum people should be available to take it. So automatically Arjuna must be thinking, see, Shri Krishna is reading his mind. So such an important thing. All the people should be interested in this. But Shri Krishna is telling, though this knowledge is very important and everybody might feel there will be huge crowd, but there are very few, surprisingly, extremely few people who come so close to attaining this knowledge. Sorry. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye yatatam visiddhanam kaschan mao veti tatvataha. What Shri Krishna is telling, amongst the people who are, trying to see, let us to make it a little simpler. We have so many people registering from Learn Geeta. We are having so many people with whom we share these class links, and how many of them come and actually register? A little less. So say around 50%. That also I'm taking a very big, so you send it to 10 people, 3-4 people will, go ahead and register. And then out of the registered ones, how many will actually attend the classes? Very few. Out of them, how many will complete all 4 levels? Fewer more. Out of those who are attending classes and also completing these 4 levels and also coming to listen to the Vivechan, shrinking the number further, isn't it? So see, those who are those who are coming and attending, see, they are one step ahead of that. Amongst those who are listening to Vivechans, some switching off the video, listening to TV, simultaneously putting here. So how many actually trying to attain the siddhis? After listening to that, how many of us are really trying to put that in our lives? That includes me also. Okay, so don't take it all on yourself. So how many are actually practicing in their life? After practicing in their life also. So that number, you see how from lakhs it is coming down to thousands and gradually to hundreds, and then among that one few person will be those who attain what? The truest knowledge of God. So Manushyanam sahasreshu, among thousands. Thousands, now Shri Krishna is saying here thousands, out of crores, millions of people on the earth, only few lakhs have registered for Geeta here, we can say. So less are actually coming, and out of this also, some very few attain what? Kaschid yatati siddhaye, the ultimate siddhi. Now here the siddhi doesn't mean just the basic knowledge. Okay, siddhi means what? People like, great people like, Swamiji, who live Geeta, who are so connected to Bhagavad Gita. Their life is a running, example of Bhagavad Gita. Yatati Siddhi, there are very few people, extremely countable number of people who attain that kind of siddhis. And amongst those siddha people also, among those perfected beings also, yatatam api siddhanam, among them also there are very few. Kaschin mam veti tatvatah. The word that is most important in this shloka is veti tatvatah. What is the meaning of this word tatvatah? Very important. Out of so many crores, millions, thousands, come some few thousand are actually trying to understand me. Amongst those few thousand attain the siddhi, amongst them also there are very few who understand me in full totality. Tatvata in truest essence. How do we understand this word tatvata? Now, meaning of this word, see, we all know that diamonds are, diamonds. So if you tell some normal lady, oh, diamond, oh, it looks very beautiful, wearing it here and there, it's beautiful, a pricey possession. Give it to the jewelry, he will say, this costs so much, the value they will add. But if you take it to the scientist, carbon made of this diamond is made out of what? Carbon. Knowing the elemental thing, all characteristics of diamond, that only a scientist will be knowing. Tatvataha, knowing all properties of diamond, not just the practical value of that thing, but the elemental knowledge about God. Very few are able to attain this. Very few are actually interested in this also. Very few get, diverted in this direction. There is a very beautiful story about Narad Muni. So once Narad Muni decided Narayana is the ultimate, truth. He is the ultimate thing everybody should know on this Prithvi Lok, on this worldly. I have to spread the knowledge about, God. And he collected a lot of people together. Let's go and meet Narayana. Let's he will tell this great knowledge about himself. Come, let's go. He collected a huge crowd. Then while they were traveling, Akashvani happened, and it said, don't go in that direction. In such and such direction, there is a shower of silver coins happening. Half of the population that was behind Narad Muni was busy doing Narayana. He was walking, and millions of people walking around him. He's thinking he'll coming. As soon as that Akashvani happened, half of the crowd ran away to the silver coins. Narayanji was continuing. After a little time, there was another Akashvani. That there was an announcement, we can say, in such and such direction, gold coins are being showered. What gold coins? Another half ran away. So slowly such and such things happen, and the people are like, oh, this we will do later. Narad Muni will come and tell us all the knowledge that Narayanji is telling. Let us first go and collect the gold coins. And then Narad Muni very nicely came to Sri Narayana and said, oh, see, I got so many people. Now you tell me your tattvataha, your knowledge, you give me. Narayan said, whom have you brought, Naraji? See, so many people behind me. He said, you see, turn back and see how many people behind you. He said, nobody. Everybody ran off. So kaschin mam veti tattvataha. Why? Because very few are direct. So at this point, consider yourselves very lucky, very, very bhagyashali, very, very lucky that we are on this path of devotion. We are on this path of seeking Shri Bhagavan. We are so, so blessed that we are actually giving meaning to our lives. Further, Shri Krishna says, Bhumirapo nalo vayukham mano buddhirevacha ahankaraiti yamme bhinna prakriti rashtadha. Here Shri Krishna has actually started the knowledge about himself, this world around us. The two shlokas, let us take them together. Bhumirapo nalo vayukham mano buddhirevacha ahankaraiti yamme bhinna prakriti rashtadha apareyamitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhuta mahabaho yayedandharyate jagat Here Shri Krishna is giving us information about the worldly knowledge first. See, whenever we see something, first thing that comes to our mind, when we are trying to understand something, the visual aspect of that thing is something that we understand or try to know first. So the visual aspect, the physical aspect of this world is what is discussed first. Bhumirapo nalo vayu kammano buddhirevacha ahankarayati yamme bhinna prakritirashtadha. Here Shri Krishna is telling about what? Prakritirashtadha, eightfold Prakriti, which is what? The matter. Prakriti means matter. Bhumihi, earth. Then apaha, water. Water here, see, apaha, water means everything, the liquid, the rasilya padartha, what we say, the liquid things, water. Then anala, fire, vayu, air, kham, space, sky, mana, mind, buddhi, intellect, and ahankar, ego. Iti, these are what? The different, these all together constitute what? My eightfold Prakriti. This order, see, this order is of these things is also very important. From gross, earth is what? Matter, the most solid, the most clearly visible form is earth. And gradually from the gross, that is obvious, clearly visible thing, we are going towards what? Little more micro things. From Bhumi till Ahankar. Bhumi clearly visible. Water, little, little difficult to hold. Vayu, fire you cannot hold, but just see. Come, space, you can't even see, but just feel it. Then mana, can't hold, but that nobody can. And buddhi, far more difficult to get hold of. So from some things which are more obvious till the micro. So this is the order. And what Shri Krishna is saying, iyam me bhinna ashtadha prakritihi. These constitute the various divisions of what? My eightfold Prakriti. Together, these form the lower Prakriti. This is the matter that forms the Prakriti, the lower Prakriti, the lower nature of God. And then he tells about, this is also known as Apara Prakriti. Okay, so what Shri Krishna has told ahead, apareyame tastvanya, apara iyam itahatu, means this is the apara Prakriti. And apart from this, there is a different Prakriti, there is a different nature that also you try to know. Vidhi me param, which is the higher. Param means higher. You try to know my higher nature, higher Prakriti, para Prakriti. And what is that? To tells about Praya Prakriti, this is a sentient energy. It is this higher Prakriti of God is the very life element by which the world is upheld. Okay, this entire, see, this is the spiritual factor. The para Prakriti is the spiritual factor which is giving the life to this world. We are seeing our deha, our sharir, our body. Okay, this body without the element of that para Prakriti is what? A dead body. It is just a body. The body is getting its existence. The body is getting mobilized by what? The para Prakriti, the spiritual matter, the higher matter. Okay, so we have to understand that the spiritual factor, what Shri Krishna has told here, yayedam dharyate jagat. So jagat means whatever world you are seeing, that is the matter. It is being held by whom? The spiritual matter, the higher matter, the inert matter. It is dynamizing this entire physical matter. Okay, it is mobilizing the Jada Prakriti. Jada means the physical matter. So these two terms we should know. Apara and para. Prakriti and the Maya, so the Chaitanya. Okay. Chaitanya is the life element in all the nature. Now, for instance, you see steam engine. A factory will manufacture a steam engine out of the steel and iron. The engine by itself is not going to move. It is not going to start moving. With the force of the steam, this engine is going to start working. isn't it? But by the steam by itself cannot mobilize if the steam engine is, I'm giving a very old age example, but steam engines are not very used now, but for the sake of understanding, the steam engine, the steam by itself is not going to run the whole machine, the trains or anything. What is going, it is just without the physical structure of the machine, the physical structure of the steam engine made of steel iron, the steam also cannot do anything. And without the steam, the machine itself also cannot achieve anything. That is what Shri Krishna has explained. Etadyonini bhutani sarvani tyupadharaya aham kritsnasya jagata prabhava pralayhastatha. See, very important. So as I told you, the steam engine by itself, the steam cannot do anything. By itself, the machine cannot do anything. The steam is going to mobilize everything. So similarly, all the creations in this world, so both are important, the matter and the spiritual matter, the life element, the spirit, both are equally important. Shri Krishna is saying here, all the different creations of this world, in this world, are what, or the different species, whatever you are saying here, are created and operational because of what? The union of this para and the apara prakriti. Para means the life element, and the physical prakriti, the apara prakriti, made out of the 5 elements. See, for this we can also understand it from, see, electricity, we all know. Nobody knows how electricity looks like, isn't it? Electricity is expressing itself through what? Through the filament of the bulb. So when the electricity is entering in the filament of the bulb, it is manifesting itself into light, right? So without the bulb, the light of the electricity cannot manifest itself. The light, the electricity by itself is not going to be able to, visible to us. So without the bulb, the light in the electricity cannot be experienced. Nor can the bulb shine without, it cannot shine without what? The electrical current flowing through it. So the bulb is also operational because of that electrical current. So the bulb is the equipment functioning through which the electricity is expressing itself as light. I'll repeat this sentence. The bulb, it is an equipment. So this equate this bulb with the prakriti, the physical matter. How it is functioning? Through this equipment, the equipment is functioning through which the electricity is also expressing itself. Through this, the para prakriti, the life element, is also expressing itself as light. So we have to understand, just as the bulb is an equipment through which the electricity is expressing itself as light, and the vice versa also. Similarly, the spirit, when it comes to function, it comes to function through these 5 layers of matter. Whatever is made, this Ashtadha Prakriti, what 8-fold Prakriti that we saw, through it, it is going to, express itself, discover itself. And it is going to show its different potential through this physical matter. Aham kritsnasya jagatah prabhava pralayastatha. Now, not only this much, all objects are also originating from God himself. And what is happening? They are again dissolving in him. What is the Shri Krishna is declaring here? Krishna, God, is declaring here that I am the origin of this entire creation. All the creation is being what? Originated from God himself. And again, it is what? Dissolving within me. It is difficult to imagine. Now you can consider an earthen vessel made out of mud. How is it? When before being molded into a pot, earthen vessel, earthen pot, before being molded in the shape of the pot, this was mud itself. Before being molded, it was mud or clay, and then it is molded. We cannot deny the presence of clay in it. And when it is broken, or again it is broken into pieces, it can be clay. Again, it is still the clay. Similarly, the creation is born from the God himself. And then it is residing also in him, and it is merging, dissolving back in him. Most of us, all of us have seen the sea, how the waves are. The waves are originating from the ocean or sea. The waves are originating from the ocean. The waves by themselves cannot exist. They cannot exist independent of the ocean. We cannot say, oh, this only wave is existing. It has to exist with the source of the wave. So the wave is originating from ocean. It is dependent, madashraya, it is dependent on the ocean for its very existence, and it is dissolving again. When the wave is over, it is dissolving back into the ocean. That is how the entire process of this world is. Aham kritsnasya jagata prabhava pralayas-tatha. Pralaya means dissolution or destruction. It is also again, he is the main cause. Mattah paratarannanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mayi sarvamidham protam sutre manigana. Dhananjay, mattaha anyat kinchit parataram nasti. Mattaha anyat, apart from me, there is nothing else. Beyond me, there is nothing. See, when we are actually the waves originating from the ocean of God. Without ocean, there is nothing. We all are waves. We are coming, existing, and again dissolving back into this God. So same thing Shri Krishna is telling here. Beyond me, there is nothing. Other than me, there is nothing. You all must have seen movies. No, anybody was not like somebody. When we go to the cinema theater, there are cinema screens, big screen, and how many times we just go to watch that blank screen. We see the movies in the same theater, another movie, in the same theater, another movie. The movies on the screen are continuously changing. Continuously, there are different pictures coming. But what is the only reality in that theater? The screen. Movie is not the reality. It is continuously changing. Time and again, the only reality there is the screen. On the TV screen is the only reality. Sometimes Netflix, sometimes YouTube, sometimes Star Prabha, sometimes Star Plus. But what is the ultimate reality? The screen. So I am the only thing. Beyond me, there is nothing. This is what Shri Krishna means by this sentence. See, the tree and what is happening? See, a tree is originating from seed. The tree is the visible element. The tree is only. Who remembers the seed? Do you know how the seed looks like? We sow a seed, the tree is coming, giving so many more fruits, but the seed is completely forgotten. It is completely hidden. Similarly, in this world, the Paramatma Tattva, the subtle spiritual factor, it gets completely hidden. And Shri Krishna himself is giving beautiful example here. Sutre Manigana. Sutra means the thread, in which we will put beads to make a complete mala, complete garland, or complete necklace of beads. So you take a thread, and one by one, if you are putting beads in it, once the necklace is made, it is held by the thread, but the thread is never visible. Who wears the thread? And only the beads are visible. The existence of thread is very much there. Without the thread, the garland cannot exist. The necklace will cease to exist. Okay, but it is hidden very much there. Similarly, with the Paramatma Tattva, it is holding the entire nature along with it. It is the very, reason behind the operation. The screen that we were talking about, or the TV screen, it is the one which is the very, very thing which is holding the whole thing together. But its existence is hidden. It is not known. It is completely forgotten. We have to always remember the Paramatma Tattva. Very important. Rasohamapsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayoho pranavas sarva vedeshu shabdakhe paurushanashu. Now, when we have understood how important, how critical, how subtle, but all encompassing this, all pervasive, this entire, existence of God is. Now, further, Shri Krishna is explaining different vibhutis, different, analogies about him. So this will help us understand how critical Shri Krishna, or how critical the God himself is, this tattvataha, understanding the tattvataha, the understanding the essence of God. For helping us understand the essence of God, Shri Krishna has given further more examples. Now, these vibhutis, or these all analogies, are explained in a lot of detail in the 10th chapter, which we will be seeing in the level 4 vibhuti yoga. Here Shri Krishna has explained some of them, which we will try to see. Rasohamapsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayoho pranavas sarva vedeshu shabdakhe paurushanashu. Shri Krishna says, Rasohamapsu. Rasa means the liquidity. Water is flowing. It is flowing due to its, elemental form. That liquidity, apsu means water. In water, that liquidity, the very, flowy nature of water, that flowiness of the water is me. Without the flowiness, what is the identity that water has? It is, for whatever shape it takes, it is flowing. The very essence of water is God himself. Prabhasmi shashi suryayoho. Prabha, the tej, the light of what? Shashi and Surya, moon and the sun. What is the main identity of sun? Without a light, there is no other identity. Sun and sunlight, indifferentiable, indistinguishable. The light of the sun, without light there is no meaning to sun. The light of sun and moon is God himself. Prabhasmi, Prabha means the light of sun and moon is God himself. Then Pranava sarva vedeshu, amongst all the Vedas. Pranava means Omkar, the syllable Om. See, syllable Om is synonymous to God himself. When we want to call God, see our Gayatri mantra, all our Vedas insist on the importance of Om as the name, Om as a synonym of God. Pranava, this Om is the syllable. Amongst all the Vedas, I am the Omkar. I am the Omnar. So what is the main crux? This entire Brahma Vidya that we are trying to attain, what is the basis of this? God himself. What is the basis of all the Vedas? Om, the syllable Om. If we get into the details of this Omkar, which is going to happen, this is very important. Even our Gayatri mantra, all are emphasizing the importance of Omkar. This Pranava, this Omkar is God himself. Shabdakhe paurushanrishu. Two more vibhutis here. Shabdakhe. Khe means space, sky. Here, sound is the most important thing. You are all listening to me on Zoom or YouTube, wherever. How I am talking sitting in Hyderabad in my home. The sound waves are traveling. The sound waves cannot travel without space, not without space. The sound waves, their very existence is there in the space itself. This is a very important thing. There have been a lot of studies around this. When the mantras are chanted, you all have experienced this. When you chant mantras, the entire aura around us gets changed. Why is it so? Because the sound waves, not the sound, the waves of the sound, the aura that is created out of the sound remains in the space. So in the space, I am this way, I am these vibrations, I am these sound vibrations. And Paurushan, Nrishu. Nrishu means among men. I am the manliness in the men. Paurushan, the effort. See, what is the significant thing about being a human being? The capacity to work. The entire Paurusha means our entire capacity to work, our entire workliness, our entire effortliness, our capacity to work exactly is Paurushan amongst the men, amongst the human beings. I am that effort making capacity. So Shabda ke Paurushan Nisham. Continuing this, he says, Punyo Gandha Prathivyam Tejaschasmi Vibhavasau Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu Tapaschasmi Tapasvishu. So important. Punya Gandha Prathivyam cha. Punya, there is a sweet fragrance of earth. Whenever we talk about this earth, mud, there is a sweet fragrance. The first identity, I think, it is the fragrance of the earth. I am that fragrance. He's saying the sweet fragrance. Punyo Gandha. Gandha is sweet fragrance. The Gandha is the sweet fragrance of the earth, earthly element. That is Sri Krishna himself. Tejaschasmi Vibhavasau. Vibhavasau, in the fire. I am the brilliance, the tej of the fire. The brilliance of the fire is God himself. He is the God, the fire element. The brilliance of the fire is God. And Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu. Without the life, what is the existence of all the Bhuta here means the creations, the living creations on this earth. Sarvabhuteshu, amongst all the living beings, I am the Jivan. I am the life element of all the living creatures. So, Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu. Without the life element, there is no meaning to all the creatures dwelling on this world, isn't it? So, he is the Jivan. And Tapaschasmi Tapasvishu. What is the Tapasvi without the Tap? He is the austerity. He is the actual Tap amongst the Tapasvishu, amongst all the Tapasvis, amongst all the saints who are pursuing the path of meditation, pursuing this path. He is the Tapa. So beautiful. So if you realize, he is the essence of everything. He is the basic essence of everything. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatamasmi Tejasvanamaham. Similar vibhutis we are going to see in the 10th chapter also. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam. He is the essence of everything. What is seed? Without a seed, without a basic root, without a basic seed, none of the beings can come into existence. Only when a seed is sown, the tree will come into existence. Bijam mam. I am the seed of all the Sarvabhutanam, of all the beings. Vidhi Partha Sanatanam. And he is eternal. He understands that he is the Partha. Partha is the name for Arjuna. Hey Partha, you know me. Vidhi means try to know me. That I am the eternal source of origin for all the creatures, all the creations. And I am Buddhir Buddhimatam Asmi. Buddhihi Buddhimatam Asmi. Amongst the intelligent ones, I am the intellect. So important. Intelligent people are known by their intelligence. The intellect itself is the God himself. I am the intellect of the intelligent ones. And Tejasvanamaham. What is Tej? Splendor. Amongst the splendid ones, among the Tejasvanam, among the Tejasvis, I am their splendor. I am their entire glory. Tejasvanamaham. I am the Tej of the Tejasvanam. Further, he's telling that he's the entire essence of everything. He's explaining Palam Balavatain Chaham. balam balavatain chaham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. This vibuddhi is something which needs to be understood in a little more detail. But for balam balavatain chaham, I am the strength of the strong ones. Whoever the strong people you see around you, I am the strength of the strong ones. Kamaraga vivarjitam. See, very important thing here. Balam balavatain chaham ka. You'll say, now there are strong people will end up doing, certain, they could do the wrong things also. Here, very important. The strength which is devoid of what? Kamaraga vivarjitam. So it is devoid of desire and different attachments. Okay. And dharma viruddho bhuteshu. So here from the looks of it, it looks like dharma viruddha. Here we have to understand it is aviruddho. The kama means desire. Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. What is kama? Kama means desire. I am the desire amongst all the different beings. Amongst different beings, the desire is me. But what kind of desire? Dharma aviruddho means dharma viruddho. The desire which is in line with the dharma, which is not opposite to the dharma. Okay, unopposed to the dharma. That kind of desire is me. Okay, so very clearly he has not just told that I am just this desire, the desire, the right desire. So tomorrow if you say I am, having this desire to go and do a dacoity and, steal something, that desire is not from this spiritual element. It is your own desire under the influence of the three gunas. But the good desire, this desire that has made all of us pursue this path of knowledge, pursue this path of devotion, to understand Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. This is what? This is dharma viruddha bhute. This is the desire in line with our Sanatan Dharma, in line with the Vedas, in line with what the scriptures prescribe for us. This type of desire, kamosmi bharatarshava, this type of desire is the God himself. Further, there is a beautiful description which we should see in more detail with a little more time, so that we will see from the next session. So with this beautiful description of God himself, let us pray to God that may this understanding come to us in its truest essence. We've seen the essence of everything is God. May we be able to get that entire essence appropriately with this desire for all of us. I offer this entire conversation at the feet of Lord Krishna and Swami Dev Giriji Maharaj. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Shri Krishna Didi. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful and enlightening session as always. Thank you for simplifying these complex concepts for us, for all of us, with various real life examples. So if any of you have any questions, please raise your hands and turn your videos on. Or you may post your questions in chat.
I don't see any hand raises.
Okay,
there is one.
Nagamani ji, please turn your video on.
Ji, Nagamani ji.
Please unmute yourself, Didi.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself, Nagamani Didi. Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam to you. Please unmute, Didi.
Namaste, madam. Very nicely explained. Very nice. Madam, 10th sloka, can you explain once more? 10th sloka. Bijam
Bijam mam sarva bhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam. Bijam means the seed. Amongst all the beings, I am the seed of all the beings. By the seed, what he means is the very source of origin. of all the beings is me. Know me as the origin of all the creatures. Sarva Bhutanau Bija. And Buddhir Buddhimatam Asmi. Buddhi Buddhimatam Asmi means of the intelligent ones, I am the intellect of the intelligent ones. Buddhi Buddhimatam Asmi. I am the intellect of the intelligent ones. And Tejas Tejasvanamaham. Tej. Tej, just like the Tej of sun, moon that he was talking in the previous shloka. The Tejasvi, who are the Tejasvi? The saints, the people, the sadhaks who are on the path of this sadhana, on this journey of sadhana. They are Tejasvi, the splendid ones. The splendor in the splendid ones, the Tej in the Tejasvanam, the splendid ones, that I am. The very brilliance of the Tejasvis or the sadhaka, that is God himself. Tejas. What is the actual thing? Tejaha, Tejasvanam aham. Tejasvanam means of the splendid ones, I am the splendid.
Thank you so much, madam. Very nice.
Thank you, Deep. Sunil Bhaya. Has he raised his hand?
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Krishna Bhaya, pranam to you.
Didi, is this what we call Sankhya Yoga or Sankhya?
Yes. See, one very important thing about Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, it is in line with what the Sankhya Darshan says, what the Vedanta says. So, yes, this is the Sankhya Drishti, where Prakriti and Purush. This is the Sankhya Darshan. This is similar to the Sankhya Darshan. You are right.
So when does it become everything is me only? Or is that the next level?
With the unison, see, as I told you, the ocean, whatever is within the ocean cannot also exist without the ocean, but it is also distinct from the ocean, isn't it? So both are actually not separate, but they are also separate. Like we told about the example of bulb. So without each other, also it is not going to, this we have seen in detail. See, if you correlate this chapter a little bit with the 13th chapter also, you will understand this in a better way. Where Shri Krishna is explaining these entire concepts in a more depth. Sankhya Drishti is there, and Sankhya Drishti is telling that only, that Prakriti and Purush together, but Prakriti is also not separate from the Purush. This Purush itself has manifested itself into becoming the Prakriti. That concept is what Shri Krishna has explained here. And that is, once you understand that these two are distinct, interdependent, but ultimately originating from the same thing, that is the God himself.
Because I remember Swami Chinmayananji saying that the effect is the cause itself.
Yes.
in different form.
That's exactly the waves. That is the effect. The cause is the ocean, but together they are the same. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Either hand raises, either this could be because of the difficulty of the subject also.
It's because of the clarity, I think. Okay. So thank you so much, Shraddha Didi, for very beautiful explanation for our questions and also very beautiful Vivechan. Thank you to all the dignitary sadhaks present for this special session here on Zoom and on YouTube, Facebook Live for making it into a truly joyous experience. Also, sincere thanks to our technical team for their tireless efforts in making this session a great success. I express my sincere gratitude towards our beloved Geeta Parivar for making us understand and inculcate these valuable teachings from Bhagavad Gita Ji in our lives through this Learn Gita platform. Now, moving towards the final Prarthana, we now have Bhagyashri Didi Haldule with us from Pune, who has been associated with Geeta Parivar since March 2021 and providing her valuable seva as co-trainer in all the 3 levels, L1, L2, L3, monitor, training, trainer monitoring, trainer mentoring, examiner, in such a various department. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
जैसे दीदी योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी।
Shri Krishna.
Krishna
Beautiful.
Bhageshri Didi
Beautiful.
for this very beautiful rendition. In this enchanted atmosphere, let's recite one Samgik part of Hanuman Chalisa and seek blessings of strength, intellect, and knowledge from Shri Ramabhakta Hanumanji. Please stay in the meeting.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायकु फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसतिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजे नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरना, मंगल मूर्ति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय।
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Krishna. Looking forward to meeting you all again next Sunday for the next part of this interpretation session. Until then, Geeta padhe, padhaye, जीवन में लाए. Jai Shri Krishna.